Welcome to Paul's Little Room. This is an unboxing of the Fostex T60RP, and this is a upgraded version of the standard T60, and that in turn is almost an upgrade of the T50, which is a very famous, very long-lived planar magnetic driver headphone by Fostex. So as you'll see, the box, it's nice quality. It's relatively sturdy, but it's got a level of quality, but I wouldn't say it's premium. You have a nice picture with the wooden cupped headphones on there, and there's no information on the back. So if I take this sleeve off and then open this up, as you can see, it's relatively thin box, so you can use this as a display case, but there are other companies offering more of a premium feel box. So you have your protective foam and the beautiful headphones themselves. So before I go into the headphones, I'm just going to show the accessories. So let's put these aside. There's a very nice cloth carry bag with a toggle. There's plenty of room in here. Easily put the headphones in there. There you go, bung them in your rucksack, very handy. But what you'll find out in the review is these are quite difficult to drive, so you're going to need a very powerful dongle DAC if you want to be on the move with these, or maybe listen to these in a hotel. So also you get the cable. Oops, I keep bashing that. Now the cable, I don't mind this, but it is quite springy. Some people won't like the springiness. See it? It's actually quite stiff. I would say it is a medium length. It is approximately 5'3" in length, so it's taller than 5 foot. So it's about 155 or 156 centimeters long. You have this is curious choice. You've got a 3.5 jack on the amp end with a 6.35 adapter, which is odd for a headphone which is so difficult to drive, but I do have a dongle DAC, and I found this is very good cable if you're on the move. So looking at the other end, this is a very interesting feature. You've got a balanced single-sided connector, 3.5mm balanced connector for these headphones. So you'll see on this beautiful Synseed cup, a mahogany cup, there's a single-sided entry. And if you're wondering, it's always on the left-hand side. If you have a single-sided headphone, they always enter on the left-hand side. That comes back from recording studios. That's for some reason in recording studios they prefer the cable to be on the left-hand side. Now, an interesting point about this, obviously, being single-sided, you do have a cable going across the band, and this is one of my only problems with this build, is you do have this cable which is potentially prone to being caught. So you'll just have to watch out for those. Now, I'll just very quickly show you, before I talk about the headphones themselves, this is a very nice secure fit, but I own a pair of the Hi-Fi Man Diva Pro headphones, and I bought a Heart Audio balanced XLR cable for those, and that has a balanced 3.5 jack on one side. Those headphones also take the Blue Mini by Hi-Fi Man DAC, which these won't, but the Diva Pro have that. But when you're not using that DAC, you can plug this connector in, and for me it offers a slight improvement on some of the sound that you get. Anyway, so you'll notice this fits in beautifully for these headphones, and now just like that you have a balanced connection, so that's very handy. Now looking at the headphone build, it feels quite premium. I think these retail for about 350 UK pounds. They're a little bit more expensive than the Harmonic Dyne Athena, which I'm also reviewing and comparing to these, but you have substantially better build and materials. This is real mahogany, has a relatively matte finish. It looks like they've just waxed it, which I really like. These pads, they're quite shallow, but there's a good amount of room in this oval shape here. They are angled to help with the imaging, so if you notice they are thicker at the back of the head. These are not angled drivers. Again, compared to the Harmonic Dyne Athena, they have angled drivers. These drivers just sit flat in the housing, in the cups, and you just have a slight angle to these pads to help a little bit with that imaging. It's to help the image, it moves it round slightly to the front, makes it slightly more realistic. So these are lovely pads. These are real leather. They're soft, not deep, but so your ear will touch here, but this is soft as well. I've not found this a problem at all myself. So bearing in mind, some people might prefer a deeper pad. I'll just very quickly show you one I bought this with. I have these Deconi pads, and these are velour, and these are much deeper. Now, I bought these are described as not changing the sound of these headphones much, but I would say they do. You're going to get slightly better sound stage with these. They're deeper. However, the imaging suffers a tiny bit because these are flat. You're going to get more of that D-shaped, that oval profile. So relatively wide sound out the sides, sound at the front, and then filling in, but you're not going to have a lot of position, not a lot of positioning of sounds around here. So these pads, they make them a little bit more comfortable, but they include a increase in clamp because they're deeper. So bear that in mind. If you do choose to buy different pads, if you get these headphones, these will increase the clamp force due to the thickness of the pads. Okay, so back to these. I do swap out the pads if I'm listening to some genres. So if you're listening to classic rock music, then those velour pads, they up the sub bass a tiny bit. These pads, I would say they're more of a balanced signature. You're going to have more detail with these across the board, and these are very detailed headphone. I would say they have a similar level of I would say they are again slightly on a V shape. They've got good amount of mid bass. They have a sub bass drop off, but it's very good quality, the bass that you do get, the sub bass. Treble, they can be a bit sibilant. These extend further than the Harmonic Dyne Athena in the treble. So I would say these have more detail across the board compared to those headphones. These are a little bit more expensive than those headphones, but then again, these have a much more premium build as well. Imaging wise, the Harmonic Dyne Athena have better imaging, so they are amazing for the price that they are. These, the imaging is still very good. Your sense of placement of the sounds in the mix are very good. Now back to the build. This comfort strap, now the clamp force I would say is medium to light, and these are relatively heavy. They're around about 400 grams, and so what you will find is there will be a pressure here. And one thing I'm going to try doing in the future maybe is I might replace this comfort strap, which is like a thick leather belt, it's real leather, with a thinner, softer leather strap, and that will probably improve that pressure on top of my head. This is all very nicely finished. This is powder coated metal adjustments. These just slide up and down. When they're on your head, because of the torque sideways on here, these do not move. But when you take them off of your head, you can adjust these up and down. They have a good firmness to them. I've taken these apart because I like taking headphones apart, and there's just a single screw which goes through here, and this area here, this is a plastic component, which is fine. It works absolutely fine, but do bear in mind the amount of torque you have on this screw will change the amount of the stiffness level for this adjustment. I'm a little guy, I've got a small head, so I have these relatively low. You can wear these if you have a very tiny head, smaller than mine. But if you have a very large head, there you go. There's a massive amount of adjustment, but bear in mind you have to be watching out for this cable there. Now there's a bit of swivel. You see there's swivel. It's in the middle, just like the Meze headphones. You have a little rubber gimbal there, and these are semi-open, like the I know I'm comparing a lot to the harmonic Dynathena. These are semi-open like those, and they are also semi-open like my latest two headphones which I have produced, which I'm going to be revealing completed to the world soon. Semi-open means that you're going to have being a dynamic driver headphone, you're going to have an improved level of bass response compared to open back dynamic drivers. So you'll get more of a sub-bass kick. Oh, wait a second, this is not a dynamic driver, this is a planar magnetic driver. So being a planar magnetic driver, you have more of a sub-bass, I would say, detail. So that's an advantage over the dynamic drivers in the harmonic Dynathena, and it's also an advantage of the latest dynamic driver headphones like the 105 Airs by Meze. So there you go. That's my unboxing of these. There's a more extensive review and comparison with the Athenas coming up. So thank you very much. Goodbye.